Okay, welcome to my Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin hitless tutorial. This is going to be the shulva path. I'll also be making one for the Saldora route. Personally, I prefer this one. Let's get straight into it. So nothing too interesting about the first part of the game here. You'll notice I removed my clothes for more stamina efficiency. It's not necessary, just do whatever you want. We're going to be choosing Bandit as our starting class. To me, the two options are either Bandit or Explorer. I personally prefer Bandits, just because you don't need all the extra buffs that Explorer gives you. So, we're going to go Bandit and Bonfire Ascetic, as always, and then we're going straight to Medulla. I'll skip ahead a bit to save us some time here. So, Medulla. We're going to go straight to the bonfire here, and we're going to talk to the Emerald Herald. That's the two things we need to do on this side. You'll notice I'm also two-handing my offhand, just to make all these actions like picking up souls, activating the bonfire, makes it all marginally quicker. Now, we've got to go kill the merchant. This is pretty free with this class as well. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then wait for stamina. 1, 2, 3. Wait for a little bit more stamina. 1, 2. Grab the clothes. And we're going straight to Dragonrider. First things first, we'll grab the 5 homeward bones that are here. And then you're going to run through this little cave. And we're going to kill Dragonrider. I'll skip ahead a little bit because this bit's pretty simple. So, we're in hides. This first enemy, you can either run around to the left or the right. As long as you're fairly close to him, he'll just spin around and not do very much. The second enemy is a little bit harder to dodge. You run in the same angle. This time I would run around him to the left always, and you probably want to tuck yourself in behind him a little bit more as well. So let's see, run behind, and you saw there I looped all the way out here, just to make sure that I was way away from this hitbox. Then we're running to the fog here. And we've got the same mace guy again. Again, pay attention to how you run. You run in, around, and then sort of behind as well. Not just behind, loop a little bit further. You'll see where I stand here. You'll see how I'm all the way around here. Again, two-handing the offhand. And I'm going to equip my Saldora set. Feel free to do this way before the boss. Or, after the boss here is fine as well. But how you want to line it up is you want to start running exactly when his second foot hits this. So this is the exact point you want to start running. This first foot has landed pretty much on this outer ring, and the second foot's joining it. You see I run straight away there, and he's off. The last thing about this strat is to go slightly right afterwards. So you notice I don't just run straight, I run in and then to the right a bit. It doesn't need to be much, but it's a nice little trick that makes sure he's pushed all the way out. Now, we're going to punch Lycia off the cliff here, and we're going back to Medulla afterwards. 1, 2 punches. If you space them out slightly, it's more efficient. And then the third punch. Punch her once while she's standing up to cancel her animation, and then you just walk left, punch, walk left, punch, walk left, punch, walk left, punch. This can be a little bit tricky to do, but if by doing that, you're going to push her straight into the water, rather than having to sort of like punch her off the cliff twice. I unequip my armor again just for the stamina efficiency. And we'll talk to the cat and buy 10 alluring skulls. You're probably only going to need actually 8 this run, but 10 is just, you know, hardly costs anything extra. You may as well. They might help you out if you're in danger, so it would be well worth having that as well. Get to the door here, pull the lever. We're going to pop our souls while we're at the door. And I'm going to equip the skulls onto the hotbar. And we're ready to tackle Forest of the Fallen Giants. I'm going to drop down here. You can go that way if you want. This way gives you another 200 souls, which is whatever. And it also gives you an extra homeward bind, which is nice. So just follow this path. You'll see I run just straight past these enemies. They're really not very scary at all. And how I line myself up here is actually quite precise. Let's watch that again. So I outspace this guy. And then look, here I'm looking. And what I want to do is line my character up with this tree and with this enemy in the background. By running in the straight line here, you get across this bridge. And then you drop down. And then you can carry on. When you drop down, that arrow that he shoots is going to go right over your head. So you see here, now that we've dropped down, that arrow is connecting with the bridge over here somewhere, and we're way out of the way of it. We run past, up the ladder, and we're going to use our first alluring skulls. These alluring skulls aren't actually needed to get past this area, as you'll have seen in my Forest of the Fallen Giants no skull strats. I'm turning around there to show how far away they are. And then this guy you can just run past. Some people like to bait this guy out, rather than just run past. Some people, what they will do is they will walk over here, get him to attack, and then come back, and then run past. But this is consistent. You can run like this, and he doesn't do anything. Jump through these barrels, or boxes, along the left-hand side of the wall here. Obviously, left-hand side is further away from the enemies, so less chance they catch up with you. On this run, one of them actually did nearly catch up with me. So I threw the skull, and then he was right behind me. So I had to loop around him quickly, but it wasn't a problem. Last skull in the corner over here. And then through the door. If you really wanted to, when we ran past the enemy, let me just show you, we can actually throw a skull just after this one as well. If you find that this area proves a problem for some reason, then just here, if you throw a skull to the right just before you jump through these boxes, then that's going to mean that these enemies will never chase you up this hill here. But yeah, toss the skull there, through the door. We're going to grab the bonfire and immediately sit at the bonfire. And what we need to do now is buy the key and 4 bombs from Malentia. So there's the key. I thought about buying the bombs there. Oh, there we go. I remembered. Back to Majula. Open the door. Sit at the bonfire. Talk to the blacksmith. We're going to buy the rapier. 7 shards. And 21 arrows. Then reinforce the rapier to +3. and the bow to +1. And we go into the forest. So then we can equip all of our stuff. So first thing, you probably want to put some armor on if you'd like some extra souls. We can grab the bomb there, rapier, and then I should also equip the better arrows. I do think about it for a second, and I'm like, yeah, why not? So 21 arrows is enough to deal with everything that we possibly need to in this area. First of all, it's this guy. Should just be a 1, 2, 3, and he'll be down. And then this guy over here, you can either use the rapier or the bow. If you get a decent shot, the rapier will one-shot him. Sometimes it needs to be 2. Run past, into the fog here. I believe on this little bit here I actually made a bit of a mistake. So I'll point that out as well, and we can do that as like a little bit for me to learn as well. What I did here was I'm trying to like show where I'm going to run. And by showing this, I actually messed up with the enemy's AI a little bit. If you run straight from here where you were, down this line, so like straight past the turtle here, then the turtle is going to aggro to this little like wooden structure here. And then you can just run past and up the ladder, and it's very free and easy. So this is me showing that I'm going like this way. I think my lineup here is slightly too far this way. I need to have a little bit more angle like that. So more like this rather than that. And what it means is that turtle should aggro to this first. But I'm a bit far this way. I need to be like an extra half a step there. So now I'm like, oh, the turtle's going to hit me. So the best thing to do is hide in that little corner there, and then you can go up the ladder. So even if the strat doesn't work, you can just stand here, up the ladder, and you'll be fine. It takes a little bit of practice. That was the first time I've not seen it work in a long time, so it did surprise me a bit, but those backup strats still work. We're going to toss the bomb onto the barrels here. That's going to kill those enemies. Take your rapier out, kill this guy. Again, 2 hits. And we're going up the ladder now. Now, you can either jump this gap, you can jump it like that, or you can go up here. If you don't get the jump, you can just destroy the cart, like so. We're just grabbing the ooze here, just for last giant and a couple rottens. I'm going to equip that ooze to my hotbar now. You can do it while you're on the elevator or, you know, whenever. This area is completely safe now. And run to this door. We're going to go grab the extra homeward bone that's here. And we're going to kill these guys. It should be 2 headshots or 1 headshot and 2 body shots. Again, I'm waiting for full stamina before I shoot. And there you go. Again, two-handing my offhand to go through the fog faster. Grab the fire arrows here, very important. And even more importantly, this door. This door is going to protect us from Forlorn later, so definitely grab that. This guy only takes 2 arrows. Headshot, body shot. And he's down. So, ooze, the weapon. I equip some of my set, again, just so that I've got it ready. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk around his leg. He does this attack every time. 1, 2, 3. And then he's buffing. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more attack will finish him off, so we wait for 1 attack from him, and then we punish. This is a 100% scripted fight. if you do it correctly. If you make a bit of a mistake, it's easily salvageable if you know the boss, but doing it like this gives you a 100% success rate. Lock onto his leg, 4 attacks while you're in the middle of his legs here, walk around anti-clockwise, 1, 2, 3. He's below half health, so he starts to buff. At that time we can do 4 attacks, and then one last one. We could have even got greedy there, we could have attacked before he attacked, but just to be safe, I decided to not. Gonna go up the elevator. Feel free to pop the soul that you got from him here. I for some reason didn't, because I was waggling my rapier, I think. Yeah, there you go. And now we're gonna go back through this door, up the ladder, and we're gonna buy a couple of bright bugs. 2 bright bugs, and talk to her. She's going to give us the ring, and then you want to keep talking to her until she says something about it's time that I go, I've got special deals for you, whatever. That means she's going to go back to Majula, and we can buy everything from her there without having to walk back here first. Down the ladder, back through the corridor here. We've already killed everything that's here. And now we've got the key from killing last giant, we can go straight through this door. Bait and attack out. Running attack, R1. Dead. Stand here. If you do that fast, you can stand here and you get the backstab on this guy. If you kill that first guy slowly, you're gonna have to kill this guy the same way you killed the first one. Get the bow back out. We can snipe this guy from here. Headshot, and then aim down a bit. And that's going to give us a second shot. This guy gets aggroed. Again, just wait for his attack. And kill him. Sometimes these enemies take 3 hits. But if you get a full rapier hit off, then you'll be fine. Oh, I also decided to equip some more armor here, just so that my menuing is easier once the boss is dead. So, Pursuer strat, stand just here, roll, and then grab the ballista, and spam A. Pursuer did a bit of a weird move here. So what I want to show you here is how lined up I am with this ballista. So the end of the ballista, like arm, I guess you call it, like here, that's where I'm exactly rolling to. If you're like a little bit left or a little bit right, this kill isn't going to be as clean. So roll through. You notice here that the Pursuer actually did a very fast attack, but because my positioning was perfect, it meant that his sword didn't reach the ballista before I could pull the lever. If he'd have been half a step forwards, I actually probably would have got hit by that, but that's just a very low chance RNG thing that he can do. So I equip the Ring of Blades, I do a couple of splits, and we go into Bastille. Grab the chest. Grab the bonfire. And we're going to go around here. Careful not to fall off. Grab the shard here. Drop down. Straight to this chest. Don't open it. I want to show you that again actually. So, this is exactly where I'm looking. I'm already looking at this chest in the background. I'm going to go straight to it. If you go like further right and then forwards, you're going to trigger the dogs here and you're going to die. So I run straight to it. That will make the Pursuer, again, he comes to this area as well. If you stand in this corner where I am now, he won't hit you and he will just leave. So I decide to pop some souls here because I can, and there you go, he's leaving. You see him in the background there. Open the chest, grab the branch, and bone out. Now we're going to go to McDuff. This enemy here, you'll see most guides tell you to just stand here and shoot him with a bow. I'm going to advise that you ignore everybody that tells you that, and instead do it the manly way. Run in. About here is where you want to start walking. If you're running from here, he'll hear you, turn around, and hit you. We'll just walk from here, walk to his side, lock on, he doesn't attack. R2, wait for your stamina, R2, wait for your stamina, R2, wait for your stamina, R2. It's a very free strat. It perma-stuns him, and it just empties his health bar. Sometimes you need to do one more attack after those 4, but I found that 4 works most of the time. Fire arrows equipped. Grab the shard here again. Stand in this corner and get ready. So you want to aim at this. You'll notice that I've already got my arrow prepped, ready to loose, and we're going to watch his feet when he comes up. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then on that 3rd footstep you fire the arrow and he falls off. Grab the lightning resin here, and there is a chance here that Forlorn invades. It's right around this area. As you see, I'm running around to double check. It's not there. And now we've got the barrel strat. Again, most people will tell you to kill this guy. Personally, I don't see them to be any problem at all. How I like to deal with them is by running into the barrel, pushing it down, and then you follow the barrel for about half the stairs. So you see I go like this, follow it for half the stairs. I probably sometimes go a little bit further than that, but the barrel's going down to explode the wall, and we're going up behind this jailer again. So look, he's already there. R2, wait for stamina. R2, wait for stamina. R2, wait for stamina. You get the idea, right? And he's just perma-stunned. There's nothing they can do. I'm looking out for the barrel here. It didn't explode on the wall. What I see is the barrel here. If I shoot that with a fire arrow, I'm considering, is it going to blow this up or is it not? So what I decide to do is equip my iron arrows again. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, maybe not. Iron arrows out. These are going to two-shot the dogs here. So you kill one, then kill the other. And then I'm going to put the barrel into a better position. You can run into this barrel, you can roll into this barrel and it doesn't break. But I think I've got the line up here, and then it just goes back exactly where it was. So I'm like, oh great. So I decide to run into it this time. And there you go, it flips over perfectly. We're going to equip our fire arrows back and shoot it. That's about as badly as this area can go, with the exception of Forlorn. If you get Forlorn in this area, it's actually a fairly easy strat to deal with it. I'll go back to it in 1 second and just explain how it works. So you want to give the guy the dull ember here, and we're going to buy 2 shards, reinforce our rapier to +6, and our bow to +3. Then you want to buy the arrows, about 150, does the trick, and we're done with Bastille. So we're at 20 minutes and 10 seconds here. I'm just going to go back and show you what to do if you get the Forlorn. So if by any chance you get Forlorn, as I said, he will invade you all the way down here. What you want to do is you want to lead him this way. So you want to lead him up this ladder, and he will follow you all the way up here. You're going to get to here. You want to stand right on this ledge, and you're going to watch him climb this ladder. When he gets to the top of the ladder, you drop down. There are some little boxes in the corner here that you'll have seen just a second ago. Hold on. So you'll see these boxes here. Once Forlorn's to the top of the ladder, you drop down, roll into these barrels to destroy them, and the Forlorn will come back down the ladder. Once he's at the bottom of the ladder here, you can either do 2 R1s, and that should knock him off, or you can do a guard break instead. If you don't get the guard break, then you will do an R1 anyway, and then you can just press R1 one more time, and he will fall off the edge. Okay. Now we're gonna go to Shaded Woods. So we want to level up. First of all, we're gonna buy the Bright Bug from this lady, and 11 more bombs. The bombs aren't necessary. It's just more of like a safety thing. Talk to the cat. We're gonna buy the cat ring. And you can even buy bones now if you're running low on them, feel free. But you shouldn't. Because we've picked up so many, you should still have at least 5 or 6. You can equip the ring here. And I believe I also I discard the rubbish serpent ring. So we've only got the correct one now. I've seen it happen before where people have only equipped the +0 ring instead of the +1, and it means that they don't get through Shrine of Winter, which is a real shame. Run to this door, aim down, firebomb moves the enemy, use the branch, get the skulls ready on the hotbar, iron arrows equipped. There you go. And then as soon as you see this guy in the top right appear, you're going to throw that skull. And then wait for it to disappear, then the second one comes out, and then you want to shoot this guy 2 times with the bow. I also discard my axe because I don't need that anymore. I like having a very clean inventory. So, like, if I've got too much stuff, it just annoys me. You can run past that guy. He's very slow, he doesn't really do much. Toss a skull nice and high here. And then you can run past. Take the bonfire. And then we're going to kill these little gremlins here, whatever the hell they're called. If you get a headshot, they die in 1. Now this guy, you can decide to throw a skull here if you want to. Just on the wall there is good. But how most people do it is just dodge 1 attack. You can like jump off here, grab the ring, and bone out. This guy's going to get stuck on that tree in the middle here, and he's going to take forever to catch up with you. So boning out is completely fine. I just equip my wood arrows here just as a quality of life thing. We're not dealing damage with the arrows, so I like to have those ones. I've got the bone out and ready again, just to check for Forlorn. We didn't get invaded by him, but if you do, what I'd recommend is ignoring all the strats that you see here, running straight to the Scorpioness Najka fog gate, which I will show you later, and just going straight there and boning out. Important thing to note here, on this last tree that we hit, what I did was I attacked it and waited. I then see the ghost coming here, and at that point I know that he's coming for the tree rather than like waiting around. If he's waiting around, then he can hit me instead of hitting the tree. So then we can run, grab the chest. And we're going to continue on. Up the ramp, grab the bonfire, and then we're going to go up the other ramp as well. So up here, you want to stand right about here on this little third column there, or fourth column, whatever it is. Shoot this guy once, and then walk backwards. If you're standing right about here, what he decides to do is fall to his death. If he doesn't fall to his death, you just drop down, sit at the bonfire, try again. If it's failed, it's probably because you're too close to him. This guy doesn't aggro unless you walk near him, so we're just going to stay way away from him. And again, we've got a chance of Forlorn here. We didn't get it, so that's cool. We're going to roll through the barrel here, up, and to this item here. You can jump off here. If you jump off at a correct angle, you can jump over this wall. There's like a little lower part here, you can jump over that. But what I wanted to show here was, if you go here, you can get stuck. So walk around, or break through the barrel. Sometimes this guy will get stuck on the barrel as well. Didn't do it this time, obviously, just to show us looking stupid. We're going to jump here, and grab the chest that we just killed the ghost that was protecting. We get one chunk here. Now, there is a guy on the right just here. You'll see him just hiding behind my splits there. If you go along here and like cut the corner of this square, then he won't aggro to you at all. So cut the corner there. You'll see this little bar that we've got built up. This is just from those little pots. This doesn't count as a hit unless it goes to full. This is where the Najka bonfire is. If you're new to this game, she's up there. So if you get Forlorn, just run straight up there to the fog gate and bone out. There's a second Forlorn actually that I should mention that spawns right here in the middle of these two walls. Obviously then you think like, well, how can I run here if he's there? Best thing to do actually is go up these stairs. He'll follow you all the way. You can even grab the item here, you've got plenty of time. Grab this item, and then he'll be following you. You can drop down. You can go in where he was. You can go to the Najka bonfire, bone out. Not Najka bonfire, fog gate. Drop down, smash the pot, and grab the item. And that's everything we need from this area. Now, we've got some leveling up to do. I think I remember playing around with my levels a lot here, just to show off like how bad some of this is. So endurance, I'm looking at how many levels I can get. I can easily get up to 20, 30. But here we go. Look, I think I moved my splits out of the way even here. Yeah, look. So look at my damage here. So this is me leveling up dex, and this is my rapier damage here. This first one, this 240. You'll see when I pump this up to 37 dex, it only increases by 24 damage. That's 24 levels for 24 damage. That's really not worth the points. So that's just to show off how bad that is. And what you should do here instead is level up ADP. The important number here is agility. This number increases your iframes at like, I think it's like 87, 88, 92, 99, 105, 111. So 92 is a good amount. This is slightly less than you get in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, but luckily we only have to dodge the rotten. who's pretty damn easy to dodge. Then the rest of my points go into endurance. 17 there is very nice. It gives us plenty of stamina to work with for while we're punishing Rotten and doing running sections. I move my splits back, hopefully. Yeah, there you go. And we carry on. So now we're going straight to Rotten. The most important thing is having the silver cat ring on. And we're going to drop. Make sure you line yourself up nicely. If you're a bit of an angle, sometimes it can mess you up. 2 life gems here. And then the best way to get off this one is just to run. Like so. And then off the next one. Full health this time. And there you go. This one more life gem. And then you can just walk off. Don't run, don't sprint, don't dodge, just walk off. Walk off that one. This little bit of rope here, this one here, if you're on this piece of rope, then you can drop down and it's pretty easy. You can just go from there. What I also wanted to show is, if you fall onto this, you can point, use the point gesture, and you'll drop down. Feel free to grab the easy bone here. And this bug here really doesn't do anything. We don't need to kill it, so don't worry about that. We give it a little wave. And this little shiny on the left here, you do want though. 3 extra bones, always useful. Kill that one guy. Kill the next. And third and final one. He's down. So you can just walk straight here, drop, 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 drop. I decide to Estus here for some reason. You can just life gem if you want. Now here, this guy shoots you, and this guy shoots you. But if you just walk off like in a straight line here, they never hit. Walk off this thing slowly, and then onto these little blue planks here. That's going to break underneath you. Again, if you do it slowly, you're never going to mess that up. And I'm just grabbing the bonfire here. You don't need that bonfire, it's just to sort of showcase some things, I believe. So you can kill these guys here. They take 3 shots each. I personally run past these guys because they're pretty easy to dodge. You can just run along this path and you'll be fine. There's one enemy on here. He can drop down onto this bridge that we're standing on. So just be careful about that. Again, normally I run past that guy. And I also run past this guy. But because I'm being slow and steady and sort of showcasing this a bit better, I decided to kill everything. Then you fall off here. Down here. Grab the chunk. And there's a couple enemies in here. They sort of just tend to walk around randomly. You can, again, just ignore those like I did here. Feel free to shoot them if you want to. It's a little bit of a sort of tight area, so it might not be the best thing to do. Now we're going to go up this massive ladder. And then another ladder. There's an enemy here. I would recommend attacking it 2 times. Just to make sure that it's gone. Down the rope here. And follow this plank in that direction. This enemy here doesn't do anything. This enemy here you can just running attack and he's dead. And this statue on the left here will shoot you. All you've got to do is stay to the right of the path and it misses. Feel free to throw a firebomb at it if you don't like that, but this has never failed. I'm only killing these guys here, again, because I'm just trying to demonstrate things and show it off a bit better. So you can just run past this. Now, there's one enemy down here. It's very hard to see him. I believe it's this little shadow here. I believe I look around a little bit for it. very tricky to see him from here. But you can shoot him from here if you can see him, or you can drop down. He runs into these pots just here, and then you do a running attack, and you can stab him through the pots. Lock on at the last second as well, just makes it a little bit more consistent. So again, let me show you that. Drop down, wait for him to be there, running attack, grab the poison arrows, and we're going through the fog here. Now, you're going to want to jump down this ladder. So you can just walk here, drop there, roll along this beam, and there's one enemy here. You don't need to kill this again, but I'm just showcasing. You want to jump off this platform at that angle, and then you land here. If you don't get that perfect, it doesn't matter. You've just got to make sure you find your way to those pots to get through them. Grab the branch that you saw me grab there, and then we're going through the Gulch now. Now, the Black Gulch is a bit of a terrifying area. There are two different Forlorn chances here. Now, you're going to want to run past all this. Feel free, if you want to, just attack every single one of these statues with your rapier, with your firebombs, but this run through you should definitely learn, and it'll make just life easier. So, how you want to do it? I'm marking there. That's where the first Forlorn can spawn in. So you run past, and at this point the bone would be grayed out if we were getting Forlorn number 1. It's not, so I think fine. We'll keep going a little bit, and then I stop here, and then look, the bone has gone grayed out. So we know that Forlorn number 2 is now coming. So it's just that difference between these two areas. So I'll show it again, past here, past here. This is where the first Forlorn can come. That's where the second Forlorn can come. There it is. Once I've seen that, I'm like, oh great. Run back. Again, you just do the same path but in reverse. And Forlorn does something very strange here. This Forlorn can come all the way up to the top here. I've seen it before. But on this run, he decided to just sort of be a little bit strange. You can see him in the background there. He's just sort of walking around, breaking pots, breaking some of these statues as well, which is quite kind of him. But normally at this point, instead of hitting these and turning around, he normally comes all the way up. So look, he's just walking away. Very strange that he does that, but if he does come all the way up here, there's a very good strat to deal with that. You go in here, you wait for him to come, and then once he's like here, you can sort of just loop around the bonfire. Then at that point you just want to run all the way down, and then he'll sort of just be up here and you'll be all the way down the other side. So then you can just run through. Again, follow this exact route. He destroyed some of these statues, so my route was slightly different through here. And then drop down before this pot, and come here. Now, if you've not got Forlorn, it's very important to make sure that you do this drop slowly. If you do it fast, then you're going to get invaded by one of the Woodland Child NPCs. So that was fine. If you were to go any further than that, then you're going to get invaded. Now we're going to kill the giants here. We're going to use our poison arrows. We're going to stand right on the edge of this little thing here. And what I actually decided to do was shoot one wood arrow at them first. Reason being is they move around a bunch. Shooting that wood arrow first means that the giants will do all of their walking around, stomping around, and then they will just stand still afterwards. So you can see now he's just standing still. So we're just going to poison each of these giants twice. So 4 arrows gets them poisoned. Then we're going to shoot the other guy in the background. And then you just keep shooting at them. I changed to iron arrows, start shooting them. You're going to need about 6 or 7 iron arrows before they die. So you do need to use some arrows here. I'm just going to skip ahead a bit. So yeah, once they're dead, then you go up this lift, Oh, I put my set on here as well, just because they give like 10,000 souls. And now, again, this is a bit of a weird thing that Forlorn did. He decided to chill out here a bit. So first thing I did was I burnt these 2 pits. Number 1 there, number 2 here. I'm looking around for Forlorn, I'm like, where is he? And then there he is. He decides to show his face. Equip the iron arrows back on, and you can just go nuts. This is why we got so many arrows, by the way. Just in case we get a Forlorn. I also decided to throw some firebombs. Firebombs do make you step forwards a little bit, so when you're using them, just be careful not to fall off. So you'll notice I just throw bombs and shoot him. And you can just rinse and repeat this until he's dead. And there you have it. So now I walk back in slightly, just to make sure the other invaders don't come too much. You can use a bright bug at this point. If you're struggling more with Rotten number 1, feel free to use a bright bug. Using a bright bug here is absolutely fine. If you struggle with Rotten, especially with like iframes and stuff, it'll just help the boss go faster. I decide not to because it's more time efficient to use it on Rotten number 4. Equip RTSR. You can even buff your weapon while you're here at this point. I decide not to. So what I do instead is jump out. Oh, don't know what happened with the recording there, but I jump out. I grab this. It was actually a Titanite chunk. These enemies have got a small chance of dropping a chunk, which is why I picked it up. And it's actually really useful to have that. It means that you can get a +8 weapon pretty early, which is nice, but not necessary. So I just go here. Because we picked up that chunk, this guy came a little bit close to me there. But I deal with that. I get to the fog, and I'm through way before he can get close to me. Buff my weapon. And dodge and attack, and we can set up RTSR here. Different people choose different points in the arena to set up RTSR. Personally, I prefer the one right by the fog gate. And then you're just going to fight Rotten. You'll find your own style on fighting Rotten. Some people like to stand really close to him and lock on and just dodge each attack like individually. Personally, I prefer to run away, outspace his attacks, just because my stamina efficiency is better that way. It's a good dodge, not getting greedy here. This is the grab attack. If you punish that too fast, it doesn't deal any damage. That's an attack I think we only saw once this playthrough as well. This big slam attack that he did. So he raises his cleaver all the way in the air, and he sort of spins around a little bit with him. So you notice he's not coming straight down here, he's sort of coming at an angle. So you just want to walk around to the right of him, and just dodge, like that. Runs down, I decide to equip all my armor here, after the fight, because I'm comfortable with doing that. If your menuing isn't so great, you can do that again before you even drop down from that little cave that we were shooting Forlorn at. Then you want to run along here, destroy all the statues, and unpetrify this guy. There you go. Warp back to Majula, and we've got to collect the DLC 3, the DLC 1 key. Carrying on. Line yourself up. Drop down. So exactly the same as the first time. Again, on this drop you need to be full health. And you're going to grab the Dragon Talon and Bone out. Now, we're going to do some leveling up, and we should also upgrade the rapier. So, levels here don't matter that much. I'm just again testing out how many levels I've got. I've got 30 levels to spend, so 24 endurance would be good. Again, ADP, we're leveling that up. Again, look at the agility, not the ADP. So we're getting that up to 99 is the important part. Gives us an extra iframe, which is the same as Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. Dexterity, a little bit of points there, works. We want 24 endurance, and then you can just throw the rest into dex. So 28, 27 is good there as well, yeah. We're leaving a few souls just so that we've got enough to level up our rapier here. Only takes a few hundred, but look. So yeah, this is the point on where you get a +7 rapier, and because we picked up the extra titanite chunk from the hand creature, whatever you want to call it, this gave us enough for a +8 rapier for all the runs. If you get that, obviously use it. I decided not to on this playthrough, just so that you see what it's like without getting that extra chunk. Warp back to Rotten, and we're going straight to the DLC now. Make sure you've got bombs, and make sure you've got bones for this area. We've got a few arrows, which is going to be plenty. Rapier, bow. We're set. We're good to go. Through the fog here. So you're going to run all the way along to here, grab the bonfire, make sure you've got cat ring equipped, and we're going to use our arrows to trigger a few traps. Careful of this guy here, but there's going to be one little trap here that we shoot. I did that really badly and really slowly, and it still worked fine. See how it's not chasing us. If you do it even worse than me, you can sort of just find somewhere to bone out, and then bone out. Now we're going to run along again, we're going to shoot this one, and this is what we've got the cat ring equipped for. Drop down here. That guy can follow you down here, very rarely, so you should probably keep an eye out for that. And we're going to run along here, in between these two things, round to the right, And this guy's in a strange position for me, so I shoot him once, and then I hide in the corner here, wait for about 3 seconds, toss a skull into that corner, get your rapier ready, stab the pole, and then drop down. This is your longbow +7, which is what we're going to be using for the rest of the run. Now you've got 2 choices. You can either bone out here, or you can just jump past everything. You're going to want to get to over there where I'm pointing. I decide on this one to just go for it. So I run past, nothing bad happens. You can run around the same things that we did before. Down here, then we're going to shoot this guy, and you can carry on. I decide to bone out here, just so that I can show you guys the other way of getting through this. So it's exactly the same in the case of you just run. We don't have to trigger any more of these little statue things, so we can just go along here. We're going to shoot him again. That's going to make him run off. We can jump across. Now hug this wall very tight, and then at this point what you want to do is you want to run to this crystal here. There's a bunch of archers here, so just be fast while you're doing it, and then you can drop down again, and then we're going to shoot this, which is going to activate this thing, at which point we can jump down, and then this one as well, and that's going to get us to drop here also. Grab the bonfire, sit at the bonfire, and then we're going into the Dragon Sanctum. I'm going to pause this just here, because we're getting close to 1 hour, and I know for a fact that YouTube is not going to allow me to upload longer than 1 hour, or not by very much anyway, so I'll hold this here, and we'll come back for part 2. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments, or DM me on Discord, and yeah, we'll return for part 2 shortly.